Well, good police work was credited with apprehending a suspect in that Bank of America robbery Monday in Mammoth Lakes. 30-year-old Mammoth resident Ryan Ward was taken into custody in a Mammoth motel Monday afternoon. Now, it was about 11 a.m. Monday when a male suspect entered the Bank of America and presented a note stating that he had a gun and that it was a robbery. He fled before police arrived at the bank. Now, a press release from the Mammoth Lakes Police Department states that the follow-up investigation was led by Detective Doug Hornbeck. The bank provided surveillance photos to the MLPD, and Hornbeck and other officers recognized that the suspect may be a local resident that they had dealt with in the past, Ryan Ward, age 30. A short time later, the Mammoth Lakes Police Department received information that a suspect matching the description of the bank robber named Ryan Ward was staying at the Motel 6. Now, Mammoth Lakes Police Department officers were along with Mono County Sheriff's Office surrounded the room occupied by Ward. Telephone contact was made by Mammoth Police Sergeant Mark Moskowitz, and after about 15 minutes of negotiation, Ward exited the motel room and surrendered peacefully. Ward was not armed at the time of his arrest. Now, he will be booked for robbery at the Mono County Jail in Bridgeport. The investigation is continuing to determine the amount taken in the robbery and its location. Chief Dan Watson of the Mammoth Lakes Police Department said, quote, "One of the benefits of a small community is that the police know many people in town. That includes the criminal element. This local knowledge, coupled with a tip on his whereabouts, resulted in a quick apprehension," end quote. Chief Dan Watson also acknowledged the investigative skills of Detective Hornbeck, the teamwork displayed by all the personnel involved, and the excellent negotiation skills of Sergeant Moskowitz, who very calmly convinced the suspect that he should surrender. Chief Watson said, quote, "This had a quick and peaceful resolution as a result of good police work," end quote. Well, Charles James filed a story for Sierra Wave Media on public meetings concerning the new Inyo County Consolidated Building. Many Bishop residents speaking at the final public meeting with the Inyo County Board of Supervisors on the proposal for a new county lease-to-own building on the Y Road parcel owned by Joseph Enterprises were clearly skeptical about the proposal. Now, this meeting was much better attended than the others in Independence and Lone Pine, and it had many more speakers expressing doubts on whether or not it is a good idea. Many question the county's efforts to seriously and aggressively look into alternatives to the new county building. Once again, Deputy Public Works Director Jim Tatum provided a 56-slide PowerPoint presentation. County Administrative Officer Kevin Caruncio started by giving the background and history on the previous proposals to build a new county building in Bishop going back 20 years. Tatum gave the rest of the presentation, and then the public had a chance to respond. Now, there were some speakers in support of the idea, but they seem to be outnumbered by those expressing doubt or outright opposed to the idea. Many question the county's lack of aggressive efforts into less expensive alternatives, such as the use of the former Kmart or Cottonwood Plaza site, and its lack of even looking into the prospect of eminent domain, which gives government the power to take private property, paying fair market value for public, civic use, or economic development. Everyone was reminded that no final decisions have been made and that the list of concerns from citizens expressed that night and at other meetings will be carefully considered and addressed. The board will announce another meeting in the future to bring together all the comments made at the public meetings to provide answers and for further discussions. And again, you can see many more comments on the full story that was filed by Charles James, and please see our website, sierrawave.net. Well, the massive rim fire continues to blaze west of and now into Yosemite National Park. At last report this afternoon, the rim fire had burned nearly 300 square miles. It's almost 188,000 acres. With just 23% containment, there were over 4,100 personnel on scene. Now, a portion of Tioga Road from Crane Flat to White Wolf temporarily closed to all vehicular traffic. Now, the closure is necessary for firefighters to perform fire suppression activities along the road. Now, this portion of the road is anticipated to be closed at least through the Labor Day weekend. The park will issue an update as conditions allow for the reopening of the road. Said Yosemite Park Superintendent Don Newpacker, the work that will be performed over the next few days is instrumental in suppressing the rim fire within Yosemite. The safety of the firefighters working along the road is our paramount concern, end quote. Now, the Tioga Road will remain open east of White Wolf to the Tioga Pass entrance. The Porcupine Flat Campground, Tuolumne Meadows Campground, and all visitor services within Tuolumne Meadows will remain open. Now, for up-to-date Yosemite information regarding the rim fire, you can see the park's website, nps.gov, and you'll want to go to Yosemite, maybe /YOSE. We'll also note that the Great Basin Unified Air Pollution Control District is reissuing an air quality health advisory to notify the public of unhealthful air quality in Alpine County and northern Mono County due to smoke from that rim fire. We'll be back with a weather report.